Do you know how much money do you need to start your very own Amazon business? It's one of the most common questions asked when starting a new business. How much capital do I need? I asked different successful Amazon sellers how much money they use to start their Amazon business. You might be wondering if you have enough money to start your very own Amazon business. You may be surprised to hear some of their responses. Watch this insightful video to learn how other sellers started, and you could also follow some of their advice and blueprint to quickly gain a foothold in the world of Amazon.
So I started out originally when I very first started. I started with £1,000, which I put into sort of things like chimeneas. I bought some Warhammer 40K cards as well from B&M, which never sold. I still have those in my garage. And then I'd say after about a month or two, because obviously I was at university and they give you like this maintenance loan. Well, I actually wasn't able to live at my university flat because of COVID. Like we all got told, just go home. You're not allowed to be here. Get out of here. Go home. Sent home. So I was like, hey, I've got like 2.5 to 3K sitting in my bank account that is meant to go towards university. I don't think I'm going to go back. I'm living at home with my parents. I'm very lucky that my parents never made me pay rent or anything like that. Absolutely love my parents. It helped me out so much when I started. I just put all that in. So I started with about 4K, I would say, and I put every single penny into products. Probably about 1,000 of that ended up sitting in the garage of chimeneas that didn't sell. But yeah, that's what I really started with.
At the time of Amazon, I had a fairly large investment of probably $7,000-$10,000.
So for Amazon, I think I had maybe 2,000 to 3,000 in my bank account. But like to get started, the first time I went to Walmart to scan items, I maybe spent $100, and then within the first month, I probably put in $1,000 in inventory. But so yeah, I would say about 1,000 is what I started with.
When I first bought the course, I started out with around 2,000 US dollars in cash.
And was it enough like to start Amazon business like for you, or you think like you would need to start like, let's say like if you start from over again, like would you still start with 2,000 or you would invest a different amount?
I mean, if I had more cash, I would definitely invest more, but I think 2,000 is a great amount to start at. I think it's kind of a perfect point for a beginner. If you go too low, then you don't have enough profit to pay for your software, and if you go too high, it's only up from there. So
when I started with Depop, I think I only spent like $20.
Oh wow.
And then maybe another 20-30 on like poly mailers and stuff like that and labels. And then I think I put another couple $100 into the business and then kind of kept rolling it from there.
So it was like maybe like all in total like within 300, right?
Yeah, because especially eBay, it doesn't take as much money to do, and even Amazon FBA books, you could start with $300 to $500. It just slow your progress if you only start with a little money.
£1,000, but it's not like I invested £1,000 and I waited to sell to get the money back and invest again. No, I invested £1,000. I waited for the first sales. I saw the sales coming. Then I checked my wallet. I saw some credit cards there and maxed them out. Boom. Then I wanted to make sure, made sure that I can pay everything in full, so no charges. It happened many times not to pay everything in full, but still it was okay. It helped me to start a business. Now, as a recommendation, if I was to start again, so if I stop everything and want to start again, I wouldn't start with less than, but this is just my opinion, I might be wrong, okay? Less than 5,000 online arbitrage.
Probably less than a couple $100. I can't recall exactly how much money I had. I might have had a couple thousand, but that wasn't money I could really spend, right? You know, I had to pay rent and food and different things like that. I couldn't really go into it. So I was just trying to buy things for as cheap as possible and flip it for returns that are unheard of. It was like if I couldn't flip it for more than 100% ROI, it wasn't really worth my time because I needed to make money.
From, I don't know, maybe 20, 50 bucks, maybe $100, we'll say. And I started just grabbing up used books at garage sales, like going to a garage sale and saying, let me buy all your books. I'll buy all of your books you have here for 20 bucks.
My startup money is a little bit of a fun story. When I was cutting hair, I worked at a very elite hotel here in Las Vegas. And Celine Dion, the singer, her husband was my regular customer. I used to shave his face every week, and he used to tip me $200 every time I shaved his face.
Wow.
So I saved about $800 of that tip money, and that was about 2 months worth of shaving his face. And that's how I got my startup money.
I think $5,000 was a good mark, but it would be easy to do with 500 or anything in that range.
Thank you for watching this video until the end. We hope you now have a much better understanding of how much money you need to start your Amazon business. Regardless of your size or your current situation, it's never too late to start. One thing in common that all these sellers have is that they use the BQool Repricer, which helped them scale to where they are today. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more answers to your questions, and please feel free to comment below if you have other burning questions you'd like us to ask these top sellers.